What's up, everybody? Mike here, and in this video, I am going to go over everything you should know when it comes to major details before you choose to buy early access to Path Exile 2. Yes, you heard me right. Path Exile 2 just got a bunch of new details yesterday at time of recording, because I'm recording this on a Friday the 22nd, and they just did the live stream revealing a bunch of in-game details, in-game content, and things like that, and what's going to be in the early access. So think of this video as a brief description of like pretty much everything that's going to be available in early access to you. I will have separate videos that go more in depth on each key thing that will be in early access that we can play as players. So stay tuned for that. But for now, this video is going to go over what you should know when it comes to getting early access if you decide to get it and things like that. So let's dive in to how you get early access in the first place, right? And when does it drop? Well, if you don't know, December 6th is the release date. It originally was going to come out on November 15th, but they had to push it back by a few weeks to essentially get the server-side stuff taken care of and polished up and fleshed out to where no one loses any of their progress or anything from Path Exile 1. There are several supporter packs you can purchase to get early access, because with this being a free-to-play game, most free-to-play games do this type of structure. It's kind of standard, so try not to feel too upset about it, and this helps support the devs. And keep in mind, once this game fully launches, it will be fully free to play. There's no pay to win, none of that shenanigans. There will be microtransactions, of course, because the game has to make money somehow, but they'll be fairly priced, reasonable, all that good stuff. The lowest price to get into the early access is $30 USD. With this, you get 300 points, which is in-game currency. I guess it's, so you buy real money to use on whatever you want. The extended digital soundtrack download, and Path Exile 2 early access, or Path Exile 2 key. Then there's the Lord of Ogham supporter pack, which is $60, so you get 600 points. And then the supporter form title of Lord of Ogham, the portrait frame, everything that was in the $30 tier. And then you get an armor pack, get a back attachment, baby Crowbell pet, the Rust King portal effect iron counts Zumwader, a Kiwi pet as well, and commemorative Hillock statue hideout decoration. If you want to go above and beyond, then like the $60 one, there is a third tier, which is $100 USD, and gives you 1,000 points, gives you everything from the previous two tiers. The new stuff you get, though, is a King of the Ferendon portrait frame. You also get a new form title, King of Ferendon. Armor pack, that's King of Ferendon. Back attachment, Kiwi pet, much like the previous tier. Basic stuff like that, just for King of Ferendon. What's probably more important to some people here is like the last few items or so: the Dreadnought hideout, Tyranny's End spear skin, Ferendon's Glory bow skin, Deshret's Blessing level up extra effect. So basically, like, looks like a bunch of cosmetic stuff here. Above that, you got a $160 tier, 600 points, everything from the previous tiers mentioned before. Just a bunch of new cosmetic stuff here. Basically, overall, the thaumaturge focus or themed here. So the other cool thing is you get one extra Path Exile 2 early access key to give out to a buddy if you want. You'll get a Path Exile 2 logo t-shirt as well. That's a physical item that I'm guessing will get mailed to you. And if you don't want any of the physical item like the t-shirt, you get 160 points instead of the physical item or items. And you get some more skins, basically. So that's the Thaumaturge of the Veil supporter pack. Next is the Warlord of the Karoo supporter pack, which is at $240 USD. Everything from previous tiers, but this is Warlord focus with a lot of themes here. You essentially get also, instead of one extra key, you get two extra key early access keys to the Path Exile 2 early access. So it's similar things, armor packs, hideout, back attachment, things like that. You'll also get a hoodie this time around on top of a logo t-shirt, or you get 660 points instead of physical items. So a bunch of skins here as well too. And then the last supporter pack is the Liberator of Ray class supporter pack, which is priced at $480 USD. Everything from previous tiers is included here, but this time you get 4,800 points. You get the frames, like with its Liberator frames here, skins, armor pack. It looks like you get up to 4 extra early access game keys as well this time with this one. So bring even more friends in this one, and more skins. It's focused on Liberator of Ray class on top of the previous skins. Physical items, you'll get a Path of Exile 2 art book on top of the hoodie and t-shirt. And Twilight Order Reliquary submission, apparently. Throne of Ruler map device as well. But you have option of not taking the physical items and just getting 960 points instead of physical items for this one. So yeah, pretty substantial. That's a lot of money to be spending though. I just went with the basic $30 one personally. I'm cool with that. I don't need all this extra stuff. I believe there's also ways you can upgrade if you want to start off with like what I did with the $30 one. You want to upgrade to the higher tiers some point later on while early access is available. That is an option. There's also payment plans as well. Just go to their website to look for the details on that. Now, the other thing too is if you've already spent, I believe, $480 in Path of Exile 1 already, then you automatically get a game key to Path of Exile 2 early access. And this is releasing both on console and PC, I believe, for Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. I don't believe it's coming to Switch. The global release times is for everyone, so they start at 11 a.m. Pacific time, guys. 11 a.m. Pacific, all right? So just take that to account and essentially look it up as far as what's it gonna be for your local time, wherever you're at. It'll release for everyone at the same time. And just to be clear, when I mentioned earlier about if you spent $408 total in the first Path of Exile game, the key you'll get automatically is for the PC version only, it looks like, not for console. And then when it comes to the content involved in the early access, what we're going to get 3 campaign acts. So acts 1 through 3 will be available in early access, giving players a glimpse of the game's story. These first 3 acts will also be a primary activity while gearing up for the end game, allowing players to have a streamlined activity while leveling up. This also has 2 difficulty levels. So the first 3 acts early access will have 2 difficulties, normal and cruel. Normal is the default difficulty in the first playthrough, while cruel will have tougher monsters but better rewards. And then there's going to be 6 classes that'll be available to us, 6 out of 12 classes. The full launch of the game will have 12, but the classes we'll have available in early access is Mercenary, with ascendancy classes being Witch Hunter and Gimling Legionnaire, and then Monk, with the ascendancy classes being Invoker and Acolyte of Cholula. The third is Ranger, with ascendancy classes being Deadeye and Pathfinder. Fourth is Sorceress, with the ascendancy classes being Stormweaver and Chronomancer. Then Warrior, with the ascendancy classes being Warbringer and then Titan. And then the 6th class available is Witch, which essentially can be your Necromancy type class and a sense like that, or something different from Necromancy. But the ascendancy class for this is Infernalist and Blood Mage. Now, just to clarify, in the full launch of the full game, there will be 3 ascendancy classes for each of these classes, but they're only giving us access to 2 of the 3. There's a ton of in-game content available in early access as well, too. This includes bosses, ascendancy trials, breaches, and unique enemies. Ascendancy trials are what you're going to be doing to unlock your ascendancy class. 50 bosses and 400 enemy types will be part of the in-game content within the early access, which is going to offer a lot of combat variety and give you guys, us as players, a fair challenge, a fun challenge at that. And lastly, I want to talk about, the lore and what they're setting up as far as what's on the About page on Steam when it comes about this game that maybe you don't know about. So, Path of Exile 2 is a next-generation free-to-play action RPG from Guiding Gear Games, featuring co-op for up to 6 players. Path of Exile 2 takes place in the land of Rayquest, a dark continent populated by unique culture, ancient secrets, and monstrous dangers. A sinister threat, long thought destroyed, has begun creeping back on the edge of civilization, driving people mad and sickening the land with corruption. Path of Exile 2 features a brand new campaign with 6 acts, 100 distinct environments, 600 monsters, and 100 bosses. And this will be all in the full version of the game. It will have 12 character classes, 2 for every combination of strength, dexterity, and intelligence. While each class variance focuses on a different playstyle, they're just a starting point. You can combine skills from many classes together to create your ideal character build. Each of the 12 character classes will have its own 3 ascendancy specializations, resulting in a total of 36 ascendancy classes to pick between. There's also a new skill gem system, which features 240 skill gems that grant devastating active skills and 200 support gems that modify their behavior. You can combine these together to create your perfect build. Support gems are now socketed directly into skill gems, removing many of the frustrations present in the old system, while maintaining all the previous depth. It's not possible to 6-link every skill your character uses. You can dual specialize your passive skill tree as well. So Path of Exile's iconic passive skill tree has made a return with 1,500 skills that allow you to completely customize your gameplay experience. It now features dual specialization, the ability to allocate some passive skill points to two different sets of skills. They engage whenever the appropriate weapon or skill type is used. For example, you can have some points allocated to both daggers and traps, or ice and lightning, and as you swap between attacks, the appropriate skill points will apply. This allows you to specialize in multiple areas without opportunity cost. Then there's all new items in Path of Exile 2, with it featuring 700 equipment base types, and every single one has your own unique item you can find. You can augment your arsenal with new weapons such as spears, crossbows, and flails, as well as supplementary items like focuses, traps, and redesigned scepters. Encounter unique bosses. So in Path of Exile 2, every area of the campaign contains a boss encounter. There's over 100 bosses to fight as you make your way through the acts, and they will have unique mechanics to learn. As you explore the new endgame, after you beat the campaign, you'll gain access to its endgame. Each of the more than 100 endgame maps has its own boss fight and modifiers that enable revamped versions of many of Path of Exile's past leagues. The devs will reveal more details in the future, of course, on this. And we're essentially only getting maybe, I think, roughly half in early access, like half the amount of content that's supposed to be in the actual end game in the full version of the game. And fair to play, so never pay to win, guys. Path of Exile 2 is a separate game to the original Path of Exile. Devs will continue to offer expansions for both games going forward. They are completely free to play and will never be pay to win. Purchases are shared between the two games, though, so that's good to know. So yeah, basically, if you've had a lot of progress made in Path of Exile 1 and you got purchases there, things like that, they will be shared between both. I believe you just got to have one account for each. So yeah, you should be fine on that. That's a part of the reason why this got delayed, is they were trying to make sure everything is smooth on that end, so nobody loses anything from what they've bought, from the progress they've made, as far as anything that can be transferred over to Path of Exile 2. So good news there, guys. And I want to let you know about all the details there that you can look forward to in the early access, as well as the full version of the game when it does drop. I believe this is going to be in early access for roughly 6 months. It could be longer depending on what happens, depending on the feedback they get from us, the players, the community, and what adjustments they have to make. So look at a mid-2025 release date for the full version of this game. I'm looking forward to it because I've been looking for something that's better than Diablo 4. I know many of you have as well, too, because we got disappointed by Diablo 4, even though it did get a big update earlier this year when it dropped its first expansion to revamp the base game. But I think we're all kind of mostly just moved on from that, or at least a lot of us are. And I've been ready for Path of Exile 2. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below about this, guys. What do you think? Are you excited about this? Are you going to hold off until it's fully released to play it? Are you going to dive into early access with one of these supporter packs? What class are you looking forward to playing as the most? Or are you just not interested at all? If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful and insightful, please hit that like, subscribe if you're new. My name is Mike. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next video.